Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And it's been a while. I've been on vacation for 2 weeks and been unable to upload or really work on anything besides research, of course. But now I'm back dropping videos, dropping new content. And I want to talk about what for me was the biggest storyline, biggest development of the Spurs offseason, and that is Lonnie Walker the Force ascendance to Summer League stardom. Not yet NBA stardom, just Summer League stardom. But before I get to Summer League and what he did in Austin, what I think about him, I want to talk about what we thought about him coming out of the draft. His weaknesses, his strengths, and how he has progressed in Summer League and Austin in his first really redshirt year in San Antonio. So his strengths coming out of the draft, he has an NBA body. And what that means, he's got good size for a guard, a nice length, he has a defender's body, and he can play the two. His natural position is a shooting guard, but he can play the three in a small ball lineup. Now, athleticism, he's very athletic. Greg Popovich last season during training camp actually said Lonnie Walker, not DeJounte Murray, not DeMar DeRozan, not Derek White maybe. No, Lonnie Walker was the most athletic player on the team. Now, some shot making. He's a big shot maker and shot taker, though a bit streaky in nature. He's willing to take shots, and he makes a damn lot of them. Now, defensive tools, not his defense, but due to his body, his NBA body, as I mentioned, got nice length, really athletic, as I said. So he's got some nice defensive tools. He has the upside of being a good to great NBA defender. But now some weaknesses. Decision making. At Miami, he was not always the best decision maker, depending on the situation, on the game situation. He was not always the best at maybe rushing a shot early in the shot clock, or maybe settling for a jumper instead of attacking. And so he was not great at that at Miami. Some offensive polish. He was not really polished offensively, especially playmaking. And I said, pretty streaky in nature shooting-wise. So, as I said, decision-making situation-wise, his basketball IQ at the time was not great. It was good enough, but that's not what he's known for. That's not what he bases off his game the way a Derek White would base it off. Then consistency on defense. Really at Miami, he was a solid defender. Not good, not great, not bad. Just solid, just decent. Good enough to play, good enough to make up for some of his decision making, as I keep bringing up. But on ball, he's not great. Off ball, gets lost a lot. So on defense, he just doesn't get lost off ball. On ball, he's getting better. But off ball, in college, he was pretty bad. I can't lie. Also, a streaky shooter, as I mentioned before. I mentioned a lot of things now, but college, he was a very streaky shooter. Some nights he'd shoot the lights out of the building. Other nights, he's lucky to hit the rim. So a very streaky shooter. He fades out of games. Some games, as I said, he's going off. He's playing very well. Other games, at stretches of times, you just can't see an impact from him. He's not there. Even like just rebounding, maybe passing, at times he couldn't even really get a shot up. So he fades in and out of games. I noticed that a lot watching a little bit of Austin and in last season's Summer League. Also, subpar ball handling. His handle, as I said, wasn't really tight. It wasn't really great handle. That he needed to work on that. He needed to develop his handle. Also, the inability to get downhill. A lot of times Walker tends to settle for long twos or even long threes instead of attacking at the basket, trying to finish with a layup, trying to draw a foul. Also rebounding. He really wasn't a great a great rebounder. Can't really box out. Can't really use his athleticism to help him out there. So he wasn't a great rebounder. But that was just the draft. So that was just coming out. Biggest thing for me that I saw a lot of upside, especially offensively. Good NBA body, as I said, athletic. But his downsides, a lot of it has to do with some basketball IQ, decision making, some defense, ball handling, knowing the situation. A lot of that is just some basketball IQ, which I expected him to improve, especially playing under Greg Popovich and that great development staff with the Spurs. And also, shooting. Yes, he was a streaky shooter. I believe that Chip England, who's one of the best, probably the best shooting coach in the league. And fun fact, a lot of NBA teams don't even have shooting coaches to help out their young players who can't shoot. It's just a little fun fact there. But that was draft. Now let's talk about some stats right now. So in Austin, he averaged 17 points per game, 2 assists per game, 1.2 steals, 0.3 blocks, 0.3, not 3, 44% from the field, 37% from 3, and 81% from the free throw line. Overall, pretty solid stat line. Pretty solid. His shooting could improve. 44% is a little low from the field. 37% from 3 is pretty good. That's pretty solid. That's around league average. And assists, you can probably get that up. Only 3 rebounds, only 1 steal. Well, actually, 1 steal is okay. I can live with 1 steal. But now some summer league stats, which are over 4 games, which combine the Utah, Salt Lake Summer League, and then the Vegas Summer League. So he only played in 4 games total during those 2 combined summer leagues. So his stats there: 25 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, so big uptick there. Only 1 assist per game, 55% from the field, and 31% from 3. And unfortunately, I cannot find his free throw percentages, but overall he seemed, I think 81%, 80-ish%, sounds about right from what I saw. So yeah, in those 4 games he upticked his points per game by 8, yes. He doubled his rebound rate from 3 to 6. He shot 11% better from the field, but 6% less from the 3-point line. And average, he put up 1 less assist, which I think was due to him being the main focus of the offense, really being his offense, him running the offense, being the best player on the team. Now, going more in depth into Summer League, how he has improved, especially trying to look at the comparison from the last season and how he came out of the draft, and this season, how he's matured, how he's gotten better. Now, in Summer League, he has improved his ball handling, rebounding, attacking the rim, and looks a lot more polished offensively, and isn't as much as a streaky shooter. However, he needs to work on defense, especially off ball. Off ball, he gets lost a lot. I mentioned it in his draft. Weaknesses, he gets lost off ball a lot. However, his defensive size allows him to kind of just pick balls away and pick passes away from the guy he's guarding off ball, but he still needs to work on it. Some decision making, he is still not a great decision maker. When to pass, when to shoot, when to attack, and he still needs to learn the situation a little better. But he's still working on it. And he has improved his impact on the game, but still fades in and out of the game every once in a while. Especially showing this game, he was spectacular the first 3 quarters. 32 points, could not be stopped. In the 4th quarter, he was gone. Yeah, I don't think he scored in the 4th quarter. I think he missed 2 or 3 shots. He didn't even take a ton of shots. but he disappeared. Another thing I like to add, he really seemed like a closer in a lot of these Summer League games. Except really this Raptors game. He couldn't close this game. Even though they did win the game, I give him credit for being the best player on the winning team. Fourth quarter, he disappeared. But in other games against, I believe, the Cavs, I believe it was Memphis, I'm not sure though. He was able to close those games, or at the very least bring us back to the brink, giving us a chance to win the game. So that was great to see. A little bit more about Summer League. He's a flat-out scorer, averaging 25 points per game. That's pretty good, even if it's just 4 games. Kendrick Perkins, who if you don't know was an ex-NBA player, he said, Lonnie Walker easily the best player in Summer League. San Antonio should shut him down because of how good he is playing in Summer League, which is exactly what they did. Just for me, I would like Walker to attack a bit more, attack the rim a bit more, as he sells for a lot of long twos. But they do go in. I mean, if I read something where even though it might appear like a bad shot, if it goes in, is it really a bad shot? That's what I'm saying with Walker. He kind of has that superstar ability where you can take a lot of what appear to be bad shots, bad ISO shots, but they go in. Still needs to work on defense, playmaking, and knowing the game situation. As I mentioned, those are probably the 3 biggest things he needs to work on. Actually, playmaking, I think he's good enough. Summer League, he didn't really do much. Only averaged 1 assist. Only 2 assists in Austin. But I think he does know when he needs to get the ball out of his hands. When he's doubled, whatever. Now I'll get into my conclusion for Lonnie Walker. So all in all, how do I see Lonnie Walker as his career progresses and next year as a Spur? So I see him basically as the leader of second unit with Rudy Gay and Bryn Forbes. And I'm predicting, just prediction, coming off the bench being basically the second scorer off the bench next to Rudy Gay. Bryn Forbes more of a shooter, more of a spacer. I believe he will average 12 points per game, 1.5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. So, as you can tell here, I think points per game will be solid. 12, I think he'll average double digits. I think he'll take a lot of Marco Bellinelli's minutes, a lot of Patty Mills' minutes, and I think he will really have a nice sophomore breakout. Not full-on breakout like Derek White or Murray, where they're able to jump into the starting lineup and really show their worth. Derek White in the playoffs, DeJounte Murray being into the second team all defense, the youngest ever to do that, I might add. But I think he'll be he'll have a really nice breakout season. And speaking of a breakout season, I want to show you something Adrian Wojnarowski said. If you don't know him, works for ESPN. Great guy, a reporter for the NBA. This is what he had to say on Walker / what the Spurs think about Walker. So what ESPN did was make a mock draft special for the 2019 draft. And they said Spurs are expecting DeJounte Murray and Lonnie Walker IV to make a jump next season. So if you don't really know what that means, basically the Spurs are projecting that Lonnie Walker will take a step forward, probably jump into the rotation, basically have that kind of sophomore jump that we see from a lot of players going from their rookie year to their second year. It's good to see that the Spurs believe that he will break out, but they also believe DeJounte Murray will break out, which should really help the team. And that could open up some minutes for Lonnie, because they'll take away a lot of Patty Mills' minutes, maybe some of Bryn Forbes' minutes. I believe Lonnie will mostly take some of Marco Bellinelli's minutes. Maybe play some of the 3, backing up DeMar DeRozan or DeMar Carroll, Rudy Gay. Whoever starts at the 3, he could back them up. So I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm pretty comfortable with saying Lonnie Walker has legit star potential. But well, not desperately, but he really needs to improve his defense for him to become truly elite. He's mentioned many times he wants to be known as one of the best players in the world, like top 10, maybe top 15. That's what he wants to be known as one day. As a 20-year-old sophomore with the Spurs, he'll have a chance to show what he can do. Oh shit. I need longer videos for Lonnie, man, for real. And I believe under the guidance of Greg Popovich and that great Spurs developmental staff, including Becky Hammond, Chip England, I believe Lonnie Walker will have a successful sophomore season, finally getting NBA minutes. And from there, we will see if he really lives up to his great upside, great potential, to see if he becomes a true superstar in this league. So thank you for watching. Obviously, like, share, subscribe, and I'll provide some links to some of my sources. I did a lot of research on this video, more than I usually do. So check it out down below if you want to see where I got a lot of this information from. And well, this has been my Lonnie Walker video part 2. Thank you for watching.